And I thought the who didn't have no kids, I thought it was for the who don't have no kids. Not you who got 3, 4, 5, 6 and keep trying to trial and error. Y'all greedy as
Oh my gosh, I got a question for you guys. Does height matter in a man?
Oh, yeah.
Step on the scale. Hey.
The minute you piss me off and I hit you with, no, it's okay. No, don't worry about it. It is indeed not okay. And you best be worrying about it, little bitch. I'm telling you right now.
If a woman ignores you, play the same game. Ignore her back. But if you're getting advice from me, you always gotta take it too far. But ignore her back. But be the most active you could be on social media. Post everything. Post everything. Be a right on social media. You're gonna get her and then she's gonna hit you up.
And I know you want to take that back, brother. Y'all been on bad terms for a minute. That's your girl. You missed the bitch. I understand, brother. But just know, that's you accepting every dick she's done since y'all stopped talking. And it's more than 2, brother. Go ahead and think again and then call me back, brother. Thank you.
And I know good and well, y'all don't be out here looking for with no damn kids. And y'all be sitting over there with a daycare. The ready to run a nigga off and y'all had a nerve to be looking for somebody with no mother kids. You got 5 kids over there with 5 different motherfucking babies. Better go find them 5. Make that work now, ho.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Do you go outside and check on your trash once it's already in the dumpster? Do you walk outside, open up the dumpster and check on the trash? No, of course not. Who would do that? Do you see where I'm going with this? It's not about trash. Why are you reaching out and texting your ex-boyfriend? If the trash took itself out, why are you checking on it? Don't shoot the messenger.
Why does somebody that wants to be a multimillionaire like you cannot have a girlfriend?
What value can a girlfriend possibly bring to my business or bring to my dream? Nothing other than distraction.
Or she can make your life easier.
There's nothing that a woman can do to make my life easier.
100%. She can be your supportive girlfriend who cooks for you, cleans
I can
for
hire
you,
someone
takes
to
care
cook.
of the house.
I can hire someone to clean. I can hire someone to take care of the house.
You don't get lonely, do you?
Sometimes you do. But as a man, that's part of the journey. You're supposed to be able to handle yourself alone. If you cannot manage yourself to be alone, you cannot manage to become successful.
I think those of us who don't like men, people think that we are pretending to not like men for a man. No, sweetie. No, you can't pretend to dislike men so that you can get a man. No, you have to actually dislike men at the pit of your soul. You have to question patriarchy and misogyny at every single turn. And you have to truly and willingly be ready to be alone for the rest of your living life. In fact, you must prefer it. Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said that you look absolutely fabulous. You're both wonderful. I just want to come over and say hey, but I don't want anything from you. I'm not going to ask you for your phone numbers. I'm not going to ask you for your online screen names. Nothing. I'm going to walk away and leave you alone. You'll never see me ever again.
Okay.
Yes. You don't even have to respond. You'll never see me again.
Oh, wait, that was actually, I like you. Hey. Sir, I'm sorry. Could we actually give you our phone number?
Absolutely not.
every out here selling some type of be like, oh, you selling? Yes. If you make OnlyFans, I'm an OnlyFans content creator. If you make OnlyFans, Twitter, whatever, and niggas is subscribing and paying, you're selling straight up. Bitch, I'm not selling. I got an OnlyFans and get her bio. You cool? Like, yes, you are selling. Like, you are. Like, and there's nothing wrong with it. The fuck sell drugs. Like, what? What about it? You're destroying lives. I'm making this life a little better for 30 minutes.
If your girl says, I hate this guy, I can't stand him, he's so annoying, she's in love with him. She's infatuated with him. Minimum, she's attracted to him. Minimum. Maximum, she's planned their whole lives together. In her head, she knows the names of their kids. You're there to as a placeholder. Like, it's bad, buddy. If she says he's so annoying, I can't stand it, and talks about him all the time, especially if it's a coworker. Why the is your coworker in your head the whole time and you're always talking about him negatively? Please. Ugh, he's so annoying. Yeah, you got me.
The whole protect my peace trend is becoming an excuse to avoid real life. People are convincing themselves that they're healing when they're really just cutting off anyone who triggers a feeling that they don't want to face. And when you avoid discomfort, your mind doesn't just calm down. It actually gets weaker. You train yourself to run from conflict, to run from accountability, and to run from anyone who doesn't agree with you. And you're not protecting your peace, you're protecting your ego and your pain. And real peace comes from learning how to stay, how to talk, how to repair, how to navigate hard moments without shutting down every connection that challenges you. And this new trend is teaching people that discomfort means danger and that anyone who upsets you is toxic. And it's the fastest way to end up alone, angry, fragile, and terrified of anything real. So if you want strength, stop hiding behind these fake peace slogans, because peace isn't created by avoiding everything that challenges you. Peace comes from emotional maturity.
Give me some of the examples of her attitude.
Her attitude, okay, like, we'll wake up in the morning, Your Honor. I tell her, good morning. What's good about the morning? I'm like, Your Honor, we just woke up. What do you mean? I'm happy I'm alive. We in the store, Your Honor. She like, do you want the green beans or do you want the corn? The corn. Why do you want the corn? And storm off down the aisle. And we go to the same store, get the same food every week. And get mad, and she know what I like.
She
know
like
to
to
pick
eat
the corn over
junk
the green
all
beans.
day. That's what he want me to pick out, junk.
Okay.
He don't like eating healthy.
He doesn't like to eat healthy. Okay. When you ask him to eat healthy, how is your attitude?
So I say, would you like some?
Baby, let me tell y'all something. Chris Brown tried to tell y'all. He tried to tell y'all, these hoes ain't loyal. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all know I seen that girl who was supposedly married kissing Chris Brown on stage. He tried to warn you. Baby. Yeah, like, I wish I would. Like, you married? You jeopardized your marriage for Chris? And Chris be out here kissing everybody on stage? What? You ruined your relationship with your husband for a kiss from Chris Brown. That's some clown. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But like I said, Chris Brown tried to tell y'all, these hoes ain't loyal. And baby, he wasn't lying. You heard it here first. Yeah.
Never gonna forget the time that I met one of my ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend. She said something to me that stopped me my tracks that I remember to this day. Backstory, we were all on this trip together and it was the last day. I was about to go fly home and it was bright and early and I walk up to her to say bye and she stops and looks at me and she was like, "You're so pretty without makeup." And she meant it. It's like so taken aback by it. And in that moment, she just shattered and dismantled this whole idea of how we're supposed to be feuding and be in rivalry with these women. When you get triggered by people, guess where your power goes? Outside of you. I'm forever changed. My relationship to makeup has changed. My relationship to myself and my self-love. I said it once and I'll say it again. Your relationship to people, your exes and exes adjacent, shows your emotional maturity or immaturity. I said what I said.
Credit to her. You always have the option to be petty or leave people better than you found them. And in her case, she was being a real one.
Someone said men respect marriage more than women, but the correction is men respect men more than women respect women. Men don't tend to move to married women the way women tend to entertain or move to married men. When I tell you respect holds no value amongst women, it is the most fickle thing. They love you today, they crucify you tomorrow. They call you sis on Wednesday and they call you a on Friday. So that's why respect holds no value amongst us. Everyone's out for themselves. We love to say, oh, men are selfish and men are this. Women are very selfish and women are all of those things that they say men are. You mirror each other. I don't know why, like, people think... Anyway, with men, respect holds more weight amongst them. That is simply what it is. There's more respect amongst them, and I will give them that.
You know, at some point in time, these modern women, their lifestyle catches up with them. You clubbing, you, out there spending time doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, at some point in time, it's going to catch up with you. And men continue to tell you that, hey, you're doing stuff that most men, they don't want a wife. They're not going to settle down with. You might be getting attention, but at some point in time, you're going to be labeled recreational use only. And modern women don't want to hear that, and they keep on doing it. And when they catch that label, they get mad at men, and they call men insecure and shallow.
Why do women hate prenups?
I think as a society, we're post-prenup. What I mean is, it's not a debate anymore. The answer is always yes. There's a prenup regardless. If you don't sign a prenup with your wife, who's the prenup with? Does anyone know? The state. The state creates a prenup for you when you don't sign one. So all you're doing is taking this civil case that heavily affects you financially for the rest of your life. With a prenup, you are protecting both of you. And by the way, prenups protect both of you. Does that make sense? Having your wife not be incentivized to take half your because of a prenup helps your wife and you stay together to raise the children in a two-parent household, which every possible study shows is the best thing for children. Am I wrong? The prenup protects both of you. And so from that standpoint, I think this is like debating flat earth. Yes, everyone should get a prenup. This is beyond discussion anymore. Shout out to Travis Hunter. He's going to lose half his money, which is good because he plays two positions. He's going to need to get two paychecks in order to make up for the fact that his no good wife is going to take half his shit.
Being single as a man and only having to worry about yourself is very peaceful. Women are an expense. You have to provide for them and you have to take care of them. And in return, they don't do what they're supposed to do. They want to take, but they don't want to give. So it's better to stay single. And if you have one of those women who actually contributes to the relationship and you're happy with it, just make sure she doesn't make more money than you, because then she's going to resent you and leave your ass anyways. So you just can't win if you're in a relationship. The only way to win and be at peace and enjoy life is to be single as a man.
This is how I know that black women today do not love themselves. Black women back in the day loved themselves so much. They had natural bodies. They didn't get a BBL. They didn't get a boob job. They wore their natural hair. They didn't wear full faces of makeup. They did not get a nose job. They didn't get the lips done. They were literally natural in shows, natural body, natural everything, expressing their black and beautiful. But now, all these women want to wear wigs every single time. They have no edges. They don't want to wear their natural hair. Like, literally, people keep on saying, oh, I love my natural hair. So why do you wear wigs more than your natural hair is out in the world then? All these celebrities influence you. You're easily influenced. You think this is what beauty is. You harm yourself. You put yourself on a deathbed to look like every other person with the BBL bandits. Girls getting their boobs done, body done, everything. And you're going to tell me that you love yourself as a black woman? Back then, they loved themselves. Now, we're learning to hate ourselves to look like everybody else.
You met my ex. When I first met her, we started dating, she was 20 and I was 44. And when we first started dating, I remember people being angry. I remember thinking to myself, like, when I was 21, if I had met her, I would have married her immediately. But a girl like her at 21 would have had nothing to do with me. Now I'm 46 or I'm 44 and she wants to go out with me, but you're telling me I shouldn't go out with her. Why? Because she didn't want me. The 22-year-olds I met when I was at UT Austin wanted nothing to do with me. So it was okay for them to stay single and do what they wanted when they were 22. But now that I'm 44, I need to settle down. Is that correct? And I need to date women my own age. Is that really what I should be doing? Does that seem like a little bit of a double standard, like a little bit of a trap? Woman wants to date an older man. In general, they do 3 years older in general, but sometimes it's more. In every society, as men increase in socioeconomic status, the difference in age between them and their wife increases as well. When women desire a man who is older, it is a healthy preference. When men desire a woman who is younger, he is a creep and he's grooming her. What? That's the issue, right? That is this double standard that happens, and just calling that out is the problem.
But there was this guy that I was talking to. Obviously, it didn't work out, but we had this conversation one day. He was like, oh, like, can I ask you something? I'm like, hey, yeah, sure. He's like, do you think that you could ever, like, you know, like, be submissive? I'm like, submissive, like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, like, you don't really, like, surrender. The bloodline I carry don't do surrender. I'm Haitian. What are you talking about? Surrender. I'm over here like, okay, sometimes I want you to let me handle it. Handle what, sir? You don't even have a car. You don't even have a vehicle in your name. What can you handle for me? I really don't even want to be like that for real, you know, because I don't really care if you have a car. Because I have a car. But at the same time, it's like, please don't. I don't want to live this way. I don't. I generally don't want to be this independent queen ever. I want to be spoiled too. I don't know what to tell you. I grew up in a Haitian household where because I am bigger in size, I'm the strongest. So whenever something was heavy, needed to be lifted, guess who they're calling? Witchell, come pick this up, big girl. So that's what I'm doing. Being a big girl.
And it's I hate men till you need some, right? And it's I hate men till you're jealous of your friends having boyfriends and husbands, right? I would always say women are very fickle. They can say all this chat, men are this, men are that. But they have booty calls and men they like, and they can be very jealous and very possessive and become quite mean-spirited concerning men. They will do the most for men. The women who speak the most against men are sucking the most. I'm just gonna be real with you. And then someone like me who I don't have any issue with men, I don't have any issue with them at all. I'll be called the pick-me. I'll be called the pick-me by those women simply because I can advocate for us all, because we all have to live here, you know, and we should advocate for healthy relationships. I'll be called the pick-me. But I'm not the one doing what you're doing. You're the one sucking dick. I just don't think women actually hate men. I think they probably even just hate the fact that they really like men, or they hate the fact that they really, they're so desperate for men. A lot of them are very desperate for men. And a lot of them can't stand to be alone. So even if they're not in a relationship, they're always in some sort of situationship. They're always in something. So they need some relation to men, and I think they resent themselves for that, but they project it onto men and say, I hate men. They really have an issue with themselves.
Are you attracted to stable, safe men? I am now. Yeah.
You can make it a rock solid, unmovable rule. Do not date a woman who says her ex was a narcissist or any combination of things that makes him sound unstable. I promise you the odds are overwhelmingly in favor of this, but the only thing unstable in her past relationships was her. Even if one or more of her exes was truly an unstable sociopath, nice girls don't date sociopaths.
I used to think love was this volatile thing that just, came and went.
See, that's the thing. Promiscuous women quickly become addicted to the emotional volatility that is naturally part of casual sex. It's like a condensed version of their own love story or romance novel, played out over the course of a few dates. Whether a one-night stand or a 3-week fling, it power punches all of the psychological buttons in a very short period of time. But the instability doesn't come from the men, but from her addiction to those emotional spikes that casual sex gives her. That's why most women fail in long-term relationships today.
I'm saying how we perceive it. A promiscuous woman, since it's easy for her to get, is not respected. A promiscuous man, even though he's promiscuous, it's still harder for him to get. So we call them pimps and players. Do you get it?
No.
I can prove this in many ways.
No.
So who would you respect? Who would you respect more?
This is other people's
thoughts? No, it's your
rhetoric.
thought. I'll prove it to you. Who would you respect more? Grace plays Mortal Kombat on easy mode. She beats the game. Sequoia, she plays Mortal Kombat on hard mode. The hardest mode it can be played on, she beats the game. Who do you respect more within that game? Tick tock, tick tock. Which one? Waiting on you.
What do you respect?
The question is not for me. The question is for you.
I think you should add Grace could have the opportunity to play it on hard mode, but she's choosing to play it on easy mode. So,
bro, yo,
I wouldn't be this lost with a man that is making sense.
Hey, chat, listen,
What's so
chat.
funny about that? I wouldn't be lost with a man that is making sense, but I'm lost. So,
what
is so hard about that?
Answer
I'm
the
just
question.
What type of question is
Answer it. You're gonna avoid the question.
It's a stupid question.
Yeah, it's a stupid question for you because you're gonna look stupid if you answer it honestly.
You know, you had a lot of modern women out here doing their little hot girl walks, hot girl summer, or whatever you call that stuff, the whole walk or something, whatever it is. 3, 4, however many, some still doing it. However many years straight, just every day, every year. Oh, I'm outside. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Every year it's going to be a hot girl summer. Every summer it's going to be a hot girl summer. We move and groove, we thriving and all that stuff. But then when you come into cuffing season and you can't find nobody to cuff you, then what? Then what? Because we have a hot girl summer and then we have a pump and dump December. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They out here acting bad, acting silly, and then when a man sees them acting silly and says, let me hop on that real quick, recreational use only, it becomes a problem.
Men don't do a lot of business with men who are like, who that's your thing. Like you have 4, 5s, and 6s around. You can get a lot more opportunities as a man from other men if they know that you're a guy that brings around a nice atmosphere when you're around. Like you, the guy that all the women like,
yeah,
he's gonna get some opportunities based off that.
Dang.
Believe it or not.
Dang.
Yeah. You know those guys in the NBA that sit on the bench? Why do you think they still on the bench? They bring something to the table. It's just not what they want to put on the floor.
Dang.
Absolutely.
They just, dang.
Right. It's not even the superstars who like get all the women. It'd be the dudes who just on the team.
That's true.
Yeah, so when the superstar, when he want to party, who he call? That dude that sit at the end of the bench, because that's the dude who got the time and patience, and he can call 20, 30 chicks to come hang out with 4 NBA players. That's his role. He's a role player. He gonna be taken care of as long as he's that guy.
What is happening?
You need to talk to him more. Because you act like all this is shocking him.
Kenny's too kind.
No, he's not.
Kenny's in a
Kenny
whole
out here living.
relationship.
Kenny is living.
Nah, this man's tucked away.
Good.
He's got a wife.
And you know what we say when we see guys like Kenny who do that? It's just like we get a salute. He graduated. He's getting out of here.
Yeah.
He found him one.
Yeah.
He got something he like to
And
look
she's
at.
pretty.
She feed him.
She got real hair. That's
Look
long
how
and
good
curly.
and healthy his beard is.
It's
He
true.
wasn't like that till he got with her.
He tapered up in the back. He got the taper happening. He got a fresh cut. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, this is
She said, babe, put your watch on. See?
I mean, we
That's
do
the
that.
type of stuff, bro. When
That's-
you get somebody who can complete you and bring you all together and make you a whole package. That's what we're looking for.
Happy Sunday, everybody. I thought today would be a great day to celebrate obesity, and I thought, why not throw her a party? First off, we have to do, of course, a fit check, and I chose these tight clothes specifically to show off my obesity in all of her glory.
You cannot convince me that this isn't some sort of mental illness. To show off your obesity in all of its glory? Typically, when you're proud of something, it is something that you have worked for, something that you have worked hard for, something you have sacrificed for. You've put everything else to the side and you focused in on this one thing and you've worked hard at it and you're proud of it. In what way does that apply to stuffing your face with everything in sight? Why are we being proud of having zero self-control? Why are we being proud of putting ourselves in early graves? Why are we being proud of treating our body like an absolute dumpster? I have to imagine that this just needs to be added to the DSM because the only thing that I can logically think of is that they feel so out of control and so ashamed with their life and their decisions that they've made up this alternate reality where they should be proud of what they have done. That's the only way that this makes sense to me. It's honestly really concerning. I don't know what else to say besides the fact that I'm really concerned that this is going to become a trend. You should never be proud of obesity, ever. This is not something to be proud of. Being unhealthy is not something to be proud of. Not making it to old age is not something to be proud of. being a burden to yourself and those around you is not something to be proud of.
I don't believe that it's fair in this economic state for a man to have 100% of financial responsibility in the household. That's crazy for me to say out loud. I think sometimes we have ideologies based on the 1%. If you are part of the 0.1% and you are baller, you're making blah, 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 yeah, da, 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 da. Yes, we understand. You have to pay for everything. You buy the bag, you'll buy the this, you'll buy the that. Babe, the average man in the UK is making like 40 to 60 a year. 2,600 a month for one person to survive on their bills or whatever. 2,600 a month. And then you now have to come and be looking after another person. And then we get back to the conversation of, oh yeah, but I'm not going to be dating a guy who earns 40k. But then I ask you the question, how much are you making right now? Because if you're making around 30 to 40k, you're going to be in the spaces of those boys who are making 40k a year. So in order for you to increase the guys that you date, you also have to increase whether that's your education, your hustle, your grind, try and make more money, try to educate yourself more, learn more. But then you get to the next level of tax bracket and there's even lesser guys. And then you get to the next tax bracket and there's even lesser guys. And then you get to the next tax bracket, it's just full of married men that are trying to chat to you. So where do we go as women here?
That's one of the few times I've agreed with Madam Joyce. And I'm going to say this, it might be a hot take. For what purpose do you clamor for equality, get into the workforce, make money like men used to make and provide in the olden days, but now you're saying you want to be equal to men. Now you make money, you get married, then you decide that this money belongs to you and not to the family. It is a waste of empowerment. It's a waste of equality. If you're not going to contribute to your home, at the end of the day, that's if you want to get married, there is no need you going to school and studying and working. The reason women could not contribute financially in the old days was because they were not working. They were just at home taking care of the children. So, but if you decide that you are going to find beauty in the life of going out to also work, you then also have to provide, because the same you also demand that your husband should help out with chores. It's very simple. So you cannot say your money belongs to you. Just make it make sense. You want to break the gender roles, go out and make money, but you don't want to break the gender roles with providing. It's so convenient. You want to earn money like men, but you don't want to spend money. You don't want to provide also for your family. You guys are hypocrites. And I love it so much because statistics does not lie. The probability of every woman watching this marrying a financially average man is higher than the probability of you ending up with some stinkingly rich guy. So just know it. You're going to marry someone in your tax bracket most likely, and you will have to contribute unless you're the devil.
I can't admit this. I like to buy, and a lot of women make you feel bad for buying your, like, if you buy your shoes or you buy your clothes, you get his hair done, you do anything nice for nowadays, another woman will call you desperate, or like you doing it, that's the only reason why he with you, or down the line like that. And it should be crazy, because why can't a woman just want to do something nice for a man? Why we always gotta be being used? I really feel like that's an insecurity within yourself, because there's nothing wrong with doing nice things for your man. You do know that, right? Even if you just want to trick on a that you feeling that you with, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. Even if I don't got it and I want to do something for I'm gonna do it. Like, it could be $5 and I can have $5 left to my name, and if I ain't got no job and my working, I'm gonna make sure I prepare a meal for him to go to work and eat. I'll figure out how the I'm gonna eat. If I gotta take the TV off the wall and go point it, but I'm not gonna let my nigga go to work hungry. And a lot of people be like, you crazy, like, you would sit up there and stole. No, he's a provider. I understand that he may not been able to provide a meal that day, but I know that he's clocking a clock every motherfucking day. Like, y'all find any way to make a man sound terrible. Man ain't making ends meet every day. He's a bad man, or he's a sorry, or how the he let that happen. Just give props when it's due. Like, sometimes people go through. And if you know what type of nigga that you have, understand that you know that your nigga go and get it. Let no trick you out your spot, because sometimes they wish they was in that spot. Some not getting no help at all. Some gotta make a way every day by damn self because of how they mouth is. You gotta try him in, respect that man. Even if he can't make ends meet all the time. Life be life, and sometimes we don't always make the right decisions, you know? That's just part of life, having your partner back. Don't let nobody talk against them. A lot of niggas say some kind of line like, oh, you shouldn't be going through that. He shouldn't be letting you struggle. Be no and you get with a and you think it's the grass is green on the other side. This got you doing way more than your had you doing. So be grateful for a working man, a trying man, a hustling man, a man that's just making a way. Even if you got to pick up his slack sometime, you know that you got a good man in your corner.
You know, a lot of these ladies that talk about how they're strong and independent, they don't need a man, they're loving life and all this stuff, but then they get mad when the man don't choose them. There was a woman that was talking about, you know, hey, the women are having fun being single, they're having fun being lonely, they're having fun without you men. You know, how are you guys doing? And men in the comments were thinking what I was thinking. It was like, if everything's so great, what are you worried about men for? And I think her response to that was like, a girl can't ask. Why would she be asking if she's having so much fun? Think about me. think about you doing something that you really, really love to do. Like you gaming or something like that. You like totally immersed. And then you look up and you're like, hey, is anybody else across the world having fun? Why would I care about that? I'm having fun right now. You know what I mean? Modern women try to make it seem like, oh, I'm leaps and bounds ahead of men. We're having such a great time, but they be worried about men the whole time.
The mud ducks think that the men are unattractive. Most men are deeply because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the data of the male of the species convinced.
A lot of guys don't realize that they are not attractive or they don't think it matters. And I went to the grocery store today and I was just looking around at each man, because normally I don't look at men. I usually just act like they're invisible. But I actually was like, okay, let me look. And when I looked at majority of the men, not only were they not attractive, just like not at all, but like a lot of them were so unattractive that I was like, what's in the water? When I go out, I see on average at least 5 to 6 women who are gorgeous. And I don't even see men who are slightly at the same level of attractiveness.
Ladies, have y'all ever thought about the men of today are not very attractive? They are not very attractive.
You don't say.
I see a man, I'm like, why his stomach so big? And I'll be like, oh, he okay, but what? Not very attractive.
What makes a guy easily unattractive?
As many, when he doesn't have a fresh haircut, when he doesn't have style, when he looks like a frog.
I feel like a lot of men walk around completely clueless as to how unattractive they really are. Yeah, like, have you seen, like, do you genuinely think that you are attractive? Do you? Most men are deeply because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the data of the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies, but the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies. So while y'all are out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist. Oh, no. Like, there's no amount of moisturizer and sunscreen that will... Stop. Oh, okay. I get the point. The mud ducks think that the men are unattractive. And here's my thing, okay? Y'all have to understand that y'all are lesbians. Y'all are genuinely lesbians. And the reason why I know that y'all are lesbians is because when I go out, I see attractive men everywhere, okay? I see attractive men everywhere. Now, that could just be the area that I live in, but I've lived in many cities, okay? And I see attractive men everywhere, especially at the gym. If y'all would go to the gym, maybe y'all would see some attractive men, but that's a conversation for another day, okay? There are attractive men. I see them all the time. The thing is, you only see attractive women because you're attracted to women. I see some busted mud ducks when I be going outside, walking around, looking tacky, behind its own, all type of just looking just dirty and just disgusting. I don't know where y'all seeing all these beautiful tens, and I really don't care because I'm not attracted to women. See, y'all have to understand that you're a lesbian, and in 2026, that is okay. You don't have to like men. You can be with whoever you want to be with. But you need to understand what it is that you're attracted to and go and be with that. But to be looking like that and saying that all the men you come across are ugly, baby, those men are in your same category. Y'all are all the same. That's why you keep seeing them. You are seeing the men that are on your level, okay?
I withdrew her from all her classes and she didn't graduate for a year.
Wait, you did what?
I withdrew her from all her classes.
You withdrew her from all her classes and she didn't graduate?
She ended up graduating, but it was a year later. And when she was supposed to graduate, I sent her a message. I was like, congratulations. And she was like, oh, I don't graduate till next semester. And I was like, I know. I mean, I didn't say I know, but I knew.
Wait, does she know you did this?
If she watches anything and this gets public, then she'll know.
So she don't even know how she got withdrawn from the blackboard.
Watching this video made me so disgusted. I cannot stand how everybody always preaches, well, women preach the, oh my God, women empowerment. That is not true. There are great people in this world, but women empowerment does not exist. Women are nice to each other when they're drunk. Women are nice to each other when the other woman doesn't feel like they're competing. Women are nice to each other on social media, and in real life, they are not nice to each other. You guys act like you go and walk up to each other and you guys are just naturally each other's friends. Are everywhere, and I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Women are manipulative, evil, competitive, and disgusting. And I'm telling you, it's always some big backwater buffalo hyena like this one over here that's always going to try to sabotage you. Everybody's laughing, but ain't funny. I didn't think not one thing she said was funny, because if this was my friend and I found out she did this, I'd be very upset. And the fact that you continued being my friend, you don't think that's a little weird? A lot of you women move weird. At least when you meet certain men, you see exactly how they are and you get what you get. With you guys, you'll pretend to be someone's friend. You'll pretend to give a fuck. You'll pretend to be there for them and then be the worst person they ever met. That's sick. That's sick. You guys want men to trust you, let alone we can not even trust each other. Make that make sense. The fact that that woman's even smirking and thinking that shit's funny ain't, oh my goodness. I would like to have a part 2 to this, because ain't no way, dude. I'd be livid, you guys. Could you imagine having to go to school all over again? Can you even do that? That's possible? Man, people are such haters. It is disgusting to go to this many lengths to try to sabotage or someone's life up. That really says a lot about you. You're big and miserable. That's all I gotta say. A woman like you and looking the way that she does, I could see why she moves that way. Look at her. Her whole life's a misery. She has to look at that every single day. I'd be sick too. To all my girlies out there, be very careful of who you call your friend. Take care of yourselves and understand you're protected. If I were you, I'd be super close to God and I wouldn't be around just any type of woman. I feel like having female friends is a liability, and you see so many story times now where you see women trying to each other or women jealous of each other. It's not worth it. When you see a woman showing signs of jealousy or she's always talking down on you, don't even hesitate. Cut her off. It's better to get over than just leave her completely.
If you're with someone, you're going to get an oil change. Oil change is $150. They only give you $100. You didn't ask for the money. You didn't ask for it, but they gave you a half gesture. So you...
Did you tell him how much these things cost?
Yeah, if he'll ask him like, hey, how much is the oil change?
And you'll say 150 and he'll send you 100.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Are you married?
About to be.
So what's the problem? You already signed up.
I am appreciative of his gesture because he didn't have to do it.
So why is the correction not with your acceptance, but with his action?
That's good.
But I have an issue with a man that I'm telling is $150 and he's giving me $100. So now I'm thinking about your leadership. Now I'm thinking about other ways that you're going to short me. Now I'm thinking about how you also going to be frugal and petty and penny pinch in other departments, right? And so it may not be a heart wound, right? This is just baseline reciprocity. Why is it that I'm showing up for you fully, but you feel the need to give me 100 on 150? You're literally telling him the price and he's giving you a portion of it. So I want to know, where's the rest of it, baby? Because when you in my household, you're going to leave my household, right? And you're going to provide a covenant for me, and you want me to respect you and lead, right? And you want me to be submissive. Where is my other $50?
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you.
Hey, hold on.
So let me get this straight. You needed an oil change, which is $150. Why you can't afford that yourself? Let's start there. Ladies always talk about they're independent, they ain't broke, they don't need for nothing. Why you can't pay that yourself? And that's actually pretty cheap, because when I think about how much I pay for my oil changes, it's a little more expensive, okay? So why is that notion not carried over in this situation? Why do y'all think a man is supposed to cover everything if you're working? If you're working. And here's the thing, it's given ungrateful, very ungrateful. The thing is, that man didn't have to give you anything because, one, he's not your husband. Y'all keep trying to put husband duties on men that are not your husbands yet, but he is showing what he's willing to do, okay? He gave you majority of the money, which means only $50 will be coming out of your pocket. But again, you think that's too much. He didn't have to give you that $100. Now, what if he gave you 50 versus that 100? And then you got somebody They're supposed to be giving you sound advice. This is why I tell y'all all the time to be careful who you listen to. Because she sat here and was talking to this woman about her man as if he's falling short, when he's actually meeting her more than halfway. Y'all always complain about 50-50, but he actually met her 60-40. He gave her majority of the cost. And this is what I mean by women are ungrateful. If you're working, you work so hard to be independent. You work so hard not to have to depend on a man for money, okay? But the fact that he gave it to you anyway, which means you only have to come out of pocket $50. And that's too much. Are you broke? Because it can't be the principle. It can't be the principle. These are the type of women that don't deserve husbands, because if you had a good husband, you wouldn't appreciate them. You wouldn't appreciate them because it's never enough. Now, let me ask you this. I wish women would ask other women, well, when's the last time you helped him out? And if he needed a bill, how much did you give him? But again, y'all want to be these independent women that make all this money to be selfish and then ungrateful by a man that's not even your husband. And you taking advice from a woman who's calling what's supposed to be y'all's household her household. That just shows the control factor. Y'all got to be very careful who you listen to. Very careful who you listen to. And how y'all supposed to be, and a lot of y'all talking about y'all Christians, God gonna bless you. So imagine how y'all tithe and when y'all do tithe and offering, do y'all shortchange God? And imagine if you did shortchange him and you didn't give him what you could. Does that mean he shortchanges you in love? Because that's what y'all doing to these men. And I do have one final point because of what old girl Blonde Wig said on stage. How are you showing up fully for this man? And how do you even know she's showing up fully for this man? But how is she showing up fully for this man if she's too busy being entitled, ungrateful, and trying to correct a gesture? You do realize a gesture is not a requirement, right? So how do you correct something that really wasn't a requirement?
So I'm just sitting here listening to this little speed dating on TikTok, right? And so this girl asked the guy, she like, can I ask you a question? Say we sitting at the bar and a man just smacked me on her behind. She like, what you gonna do? And the guy like, well, he sat there for a second and he like, well, that's kind of like ego, that's an ego thing. And then she like, just like looking and he like, the old me would have basically wowed out. The old me would have probably like reacted real quickly. And, I'm pretty sure stuff would have got took there like the old me. But where I'm at now in life, like, what I'm saying? I would have to like basically find a way to handle it. And then she's cut him off a little bit and was like, well, what if he smacked me on my behind and then I smack him and then he smacked me back? Then what you gonna do? And I don't know what he said. Oh, he said then we'll probably end up fighting or something like that. But this is my thing. It's like, fellas, y'all gotta learn to read the room. Now, I don't know that girl, so it ain't really, I know it's hypothetical. But my thing is this, y'all gotta learn to read the room. Because even if a woman is hypothetically asking you a question like that, that's not really, that's already a problem. Because a real grown woman and a woman who ain't into drama, don't want no drama, ain't even trying to seek no drama, she's not even wanting to put her man in no type of situation like that, period. So a question like that shouldn't even really come to mind for real. Like, I'm not gonna ask a man, if a man smack me or if a man disrespect me, if he smack my butt, what you gonna do? Because I don't want you to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm with my man and a guy disrespects me, and hopefully my dude is not bite me, because I think any man, that's protective is probably going to handle it anyways. But if, say I'm out at a bar and a guy kind of like comes and smacks my butt or something like that and just does something really disrespectful, I'm going to automatically assume something ain't right with the guy. Because you actually had the balls to do that. So that lets me know that you don't care. And so that's me reading the room and being self-aware, like, whoa, you had enough balls to do that? And so with that being said, the kind of woman I am, I'm not going to make no scene. I'm not going to do none of that. I'm just going to simply respectfully, hey, look, sir, could you please keep your hands to yourself? I didn't disrespect you. Please do not disrespect me. I would really appreciate, and I would try my best to try to handle it and talk it out. I wouldn't even go try to really, I probably wouldn't even tell my dude, because I just know that with men, things can get dangerous. Things can escalate quickly. This is just how I am as a woman in general. Even with my brothers. Like if I'm into some type of altercation with a man and say I'm not in a relationship, I'm not gonna really call my brothers unless nothing. Unless it really like needs to get took there, I'm not gonna call my brothers because I love my brothers and I don't want my brothers getting into any type of, you know what I'm saying, problems that could have been avoided, and all because it's an ego. So when that man said that's ego, it just be funny how some women just can't even read the room and pick up on that. When he said that's ego, that mean like, man, that's just like what you want me to get up there and just try to like what prove a point, and like some stuff really got to be thought out, man. And the older you get, I don't want my man being put in situations that could escalate and cost somebody a life or cost things to go further than they need to go. And I don't know, I just know that at this big age, I'm not calling my man or my brothers or my loved ones to try to come check another man about anything, especially like, you know what I'm saying, I'll try my best to de-escalate it. I'll try my best to try to handle it myself without getting all rah-rah, because women also don't understand to not just be doing all that with that disrespectful like if a man disrespected me, you know what I'm saying, I just had a man disrespect me, you know, by simply just the way he tried to approach me. It was just like, oh, let me see you something in person, and I just was like, I said, yeah, you lucky I ain't the old me. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Because you probably would have got cussed out. Would you? Have a good day. You know, you. So when you get to that point, like, fellas, you don't want no woman that's going to even risk putting you in a position where you got to prove yourself or prove to her that you care about her by putting your life in danger, or prove that you a protector by, you know, trying to buck up to another man. Please, like he said, that's ego. You got to watch women like that, man, because a real woman don't even want to have her man in the middle of no stuff. Not because she think he a punk, but because some stuff just ain't worth it. And I don't know. Me personally, I don't want my man or my brothers just diving into drama that could lead to something else. Like, unless it really got to get took there, as women, it's our job to prevent anything from being took there. If anything, when you see your man even getting like that, as women, it's our job to really tell our mans, come on, babe, let's go. But to each his own.
A lot of these modern women are upset because men don't approach like they used to, right? But a lot of men are saying it's not worth it anymore. You don't really get anything from it. With the way that modern women act, it becomes a lose-lose situation. Modern women are out here acting like a man is a criminal. There was a woman that was talking about the man versus bear situation recently, if you can believe that. And she said something to the effect of, you know, you guys are really upset that women are saying they would choose the bear, but how would you feel if you were in the forest with a bear and a dangerous man? And that right there lets us know and tells us all we need to know. Because most of the men were calling it out in the comments. You literally just changed the argument. We said man versus bear. Well, man's dangerous. He's this, and this. No, your mind went straight to man versus dangerous, or bear versus a dangerous man versus a bear. That's what your mind went to. A man that takes advantage of women, a man that forces himself on women, a man that's a legitimate criminal, because that's how you think about men. Oh, well, we should stop and think about how they feel. No, we shouldn't, because they're thinking about men as criminals, and most men aren't criminals. That's a defect in your mind. Maybe you should go to therapy and fix that.